Okay. Right, let's go.
Somebody's chasing.
Should we go? Yeah. Now, those two words that have caused many battles, many wars in recent times. You know, the internet has been aflame by them. The CA word. The CA is actually a phrase because it's more than one word. Cultural appropriation. High life appropriation.
I appropriated high life. I stole it. Sorry.
Do you have anything to say about that? Do you have anything to say to your haters?
All I can say is, I'm into collaborations, basically. That's what
I'm a politician. No,
It's true.
You must answer the question.
It's true.
You must answer today.
Cultural appropriation. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you go, let's say you were a international rock star and you went to the Shrine in 1970 and listened to a lot of fella tunes and then came back and recorded something that sounded suspiciously similar, then that's a clear-cut case. When you, I don't want to defend myself. I have nothing to defend.
That's what I wanted to hear. Excuse me, sir.
You know,
My dear people, I'm sorry. I'm going to go off script
I
here.
learned a style of music.
Yeah. No. Seriously, can I just say something, Phil? High life was a combination of various amalgams: Latin music, big band swing, palm wine guitar, which was stolen from Latin music. High life is a product of many stolen items, many stolen goods, if you want to call it that. So that you could say that the original high lifers appropriated, but they created something, of which there are those who come, pay respect to it, enjoy it, put in the hours, and pay tribute to high life. So please tell me how that can be appropriation. I'm sorry, you don't need to defend yourself.
No.
You don't actually have to defend yourself for any reason.
I wasn't being serious, but I mean, so far we've discussed, basically copying stuff and being able to play in a style. I mean, so what, really? I mean, what interests me is being able to take the kind of feeling that I perceive in that music and be able to, hopefully, collaborate with some like-minded people and incorporate it respectfully into kind of novel forms. That's ultimately, I suppose, what one interest. It's great to play those classic tunes, but it's also great to try and kind of perceive what the essence of it is and respectfully use it in other contexts.
That, for me, I think that's as honest an answer as anyone could possibly give on the subject.
I'm not suggesting it's a straightforward
matter. It cannot be straightforward.
Of course,
it cannot be.
You've got to ignore history and colonialism and all that kind of stuff to be able to give straightforward answers to things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is again stating the obvious.
Now, my last question, I should say, Phil, is this. Right, you've traveled these journeys. You've done quite a bit in your time. Because you've worked with quite a lot of musicians from North Africa. You've worked with Khalid. You worked with Baba Mal. You've worked with Hugh, who famously said of you, that this guy saved our backsides today. With his guitar playing. Yeah, he did say that. You've played with Tony Allen. You've got a whole swathe of musicians, and the reality is that people often ask a question: why him? Why not? Why this guy? Why not someone else? Don't even answer. I'm going to answer for you, right? Because I've been a fan of your work for upwards. We've been playing together now for about 14, 15 years.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
Wow.
With Dilly.
Yeah, that's true.
14, 15 years now. That's so when you see us, we didn't start today. I would say, well, at the end of the day, if quite serious musicians such as Dilly Shosini, such as the Young African Pioneers, such as Ed Mota, the great Ed Mota from Brazil, and Hugh Masekela, who is famously impatient with rubbish musicians and substandard artistry decides to take on the services of a professional, it's not because he fills any quotas, it's because he is simply good at what he does. Phil and I played together because he got what I was looking for. He understood it. I didn't need to explain. And no matter how, even if you went to Guildhall, there's certain things that you cannot learn simply from sheet music. So this is my own perspective on this. This is my own part of the interview. Now, I don't know if you have any perspectives to add to that. I wasn't singing your praises, I was simply stating fact.
Well, yeah, thanks for the compliment. I mean, to me, it's not about being able to do a job, although I guess that's how it started. I suppose if there's any kind of factor in it that's got any explanatory power, it's like you love something, so you kind of dive into it. So it's a two-way relationship as a result of that. So you love the music, and it ends up loving you back and rewarding you in some slightly intangible way. But yeah, so it's not about just being able to do the business, I suppose. It's just it's a love relationship. It's not about money. It's not about getting a job done. It's I suppose it's just kind of going with what you feel.
Yeah.
That sounds very watery and
No.
sentimental.
Sorry, can I interrupt you?
Let's not have that.
No. Let me interrupt you. I'm gonna have this bit in, which is this, right? Yeah, fine. It's not just about getting the job done, but your heart has to be invested in this thing. You have to have been invested in it emotionally.
But I think
to get. It's not because your mind, your soul has to be invested in it to produce the quality of artistry that enables you get the job done in the way that you do. So let's not discount that.
I suppose it's an answer.
This is your English side coming out now. You're being modest. An Italian or a Nigerian will not do this. You know what I mean? This is not going, by the way. It's
just for perspective.
It's your. Let's not fight about the fact that I'm saying you're fantastic. Let's not fight about it.
It's from the north. They're humble up in the north.
I know, bloody hell, aren't they? Anyway, my last question now is the way forward. Some, I tell you, buddy. John Prescott, what did you do? Humble, was it?
Fair enough.
No, my last question. Okay, my last question, Phil. We've got about 2 minutes on this.
Okay.
And you can talk about the album. Where from? It's okay. We've got this. We can work with that. So where from? From here. Where do you go from here?
Oh, I just like writing. I like writing tunes and performing them, and just trying to hear new sounds in in fact, always in combination with other people that inspire me collaboratively. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So I mean, at the moment, I'm writing a bunch of tunes that are kind of high life fusion things, but they're not just high life fusion. The idea is that it's just my take on Ghanaian and Nigerian music in general. So I've got tracks with Sakara percussion on. I've got tracks with a kind of Sitchi high life vibe mashed up with jazz. I'm just kind of exploring things in my spare time, I suppose.
Okay. So basically, all the influences that you have tapped from, you're putting them into as ingredients into a.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I mean that's all we can do, isn't it, for uniqueness.
Fantastic. Hey man, a pleasure. Thank you.
Was that at all coherent? Any of that?
It was very coherent. Very, very much so. Very much so.
I hope you can edit it down to like 1 minute of sound bites.
Oh, sorry. Okay. No, don't worry. I'm good at this.
Is it still going? It's still really. Whoa.
Okay. No, don't. Let's do the other interviews now. I'm happy with what we've got.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. Oh yeah.
Mama Butch next.
Hello. They don't come for
Thank you, Ed.
That is what she told me. When I was trying to be romantic, I come to visit my then girlfriend. I was now heading back to Nigeria. So I was feeling so sad. I was like about to burst in tears. She looked at me. Look what my friend. Now she's the one that cries. I'm still crying, don't worry. Hey man, nice one. It's good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Okay, good.
that was lovely.
I loved it. It was